are, doing whatever you do around the house, or preparing to do your assignment for me. So I'm kind of give you a tip on how to manage your references within your Microsoft Office product, and I'm also going to show you how to use RefWorks, really quick, very basic, to manage your references. This is really a helpful tool, and it will prevent you from having to, swirl around looking for your references, thumb through your APA vigorously trying to find the correct format for citing your references. Because if you have a good working idea of what APA is, references will be a little easier. If you're not, it's going to be a little harder to manage it, but there is some directions and some formatting that it will give you to help you think through the components that you would need to manage your references. So we're going to talk a little bit about that today, and if you're still struggling, a little trouble with finding your references on the Prairie Views portal, please visit the previous tutorial and go that again before visiting this particular tutorial. So let's get started. The thing that I want to do is show you how to manage your references using the Microsoft Office product. This is just a clip from my discussion from some time ago. And so I'm using some of the content there to kind of help you with understanding how to manage your references. So the first thing that you want to do if you're already in your Microsoft Office document is go into the ribbon at the top. You notice this ribbon here. And then you are going to make sure that you can see this really well. Okay. You are going to click references, and in the ribbon you will see various options. The option that I want you to focus on is this section here where it says manage sources and source citation. So the first thing that you want to do is you want to click manage sources. If you notice, I've already kind of given you information about what's already in this particular document. Not many sources is very, in the current list is just going to give you the ones that are showing up in this document here. This here is kind of like the master list. So this is based on all of the references that I have managed since opening up Microsoft Word and using this particular component on this computer. And if I've never used it on this computer, you never see the master list. And so this is based on what's currently in this document. This is based on what was in all of the documents that I've opened up and managed. So for to add a citation, so say for instance I was reading through this and I realized, oh my goodness, I didn't cite a source properly. I need to add the reference there. I can go in here and click on new. I can add author here. Well, first of all, you want to make sure you have the right source. So this is a journal article that I want to add. If you want to add a book, you will clear. If you want to add a conference proceedings or report, but in this case, I want to do a journal article. I can either add the author's name here, or to add, especially if you're going to do multiple authors for the same reference. I'm going to do multiple authors. I'm going to put the name in. Add two authors. I'm going to make sure I add the second author's name, and I'm going to hit OK. And it automatically populates the author's information. I'm going to put the title of the article. Journal name. And because from my experience, that there are additional fields that you need to have in your journal citation, I know that I need to open this field and fill in some additional information. So what I would suggest you to do is always click Show All Bibliography fields. It'll just make it much easier for you. And if you notice, once I did that, you see red dots. That's basically letting you know that without a doubt, you need these components in there. I need the year. I don't need the city, month, or day. I do need the page number. I don't need the publisher. Sometimes your journal article will offer a volume or a issue number. Some journals may not have that, and that's why there's no red star there, because the system recognizes that some journal articles may not have that. In this case, let's say we do. We have volume 25, issue 3. Scroll down, there are no more asterisks. However, in some cases, you may have a DOI, digital object identifier, or you may have a URL. So let's say we want to use this as the URL. And let's hit OK. Now, the most current citation that you've added will pop up in this field, and that gives you a preview. It lets you see how this citation will be formatted if you created a in-text citation, which means in the body of your writing, this is how it's going to appear as an in-text citation, or at the end, in your reference list, this is how it's going to show up. Now, notice when I added the names into the fields, I put the full names, first and middle name, but because it's rising, this is APA, it automatically makes the edit for you, right? So we have information here. So now we have that source added to there. And if you notice, it added it to the master list. It's not over here yet because it's not appearing in this document yet. So then we're going to close it. Now, we're reading our article, our paper, and we realize, this statement, I got this out of that citation that I just included. So what you do is you put your cursor at the end of the sentence where you want a citation to go. In where it says in citation, and you go in that particular journal article. It will appear in alphabetical order, and if it is right here, this is the journal article I'm looking for. Recognize how it's formatted here. You can click, it will show up here. Do you see how that's formatted now? To give you your exact formatting. In fact, this right here, this particular sentence was a direct quote, and I needed to give credit and identify the page number. What you would do is you would put your cursor over that item, you would click it. You click it, you will see the arrow. You click the arrow, and you want to hit citation, because now this is citation within the body of your paper. Edit source will take you back to the manage sources box. So you want to edit citation. Ask you, what do you want to edit? Well, I could put the page number in here. So I'm going to 160, page 160. And it asks you, what do you want to suppress? Because if you're not careful and you hit OK, it'll put the entire bill of the article and everything in there. So what you want to suppress, or what you don't want to show up, is the title of the article. You want the author's name, you do want the year, and you do want the page number, and you hit OK. And if you know the page number, see that? Now, since you are writing and you realize, I want to reformat this. I want this to say Hairston Green and Sampson. You know, according to Hairston Green and Sampson, as agriculture industry continues, right? What you want is you're going to do the same thing. You know, Hairston Green and Sampson said this, but this is not the proper way to do the in-text citation. So what you would need to do in this case is you need to hover over, click it so the DOM will show up. You want to edit the citation. So you want to convert the citation to static text. So this is the proper formatting for your text citation. This is how it appears in citation. I'm pulling down so that you can kind of see the other in-text citations that we have here. The other tool that you want to use is in the event that there was multiple authors who had kind of the same idea when they were writing, and you want to add that author information into the writing. What you can do, you can find the sentence. You want to click on here, maybe put your cursor there. Insert citation, and then click a reference that probably had the same kind of similar thought pattern around this particular topic or the sentence. You know you gained this information from these two sources. You can just click on that particular source and it will add it to it. Now the difference is you have to make sure that this is in alphabetical order. And since American Association should come first, what I had to do was go back and put the American Association here. Okay. And it's with Association here. And since automatically is going to default it to the end, then you're going to go in and find economic policy. It'll make it better. Economic policy is here. And then you can just either like that and delete it, or make it static. Actually, you can edit citation that you can do. You can edit the citation. Oh, I almost forgot that. And then remove the first one. It's not working out the way I thought it would be. Okay, so you're just going to edit the citation. I'm making it into converted text and then delete it. I got a problem with this thing. All right, so there you go. So that kind of gives you an idea how you can play around with it in your managed references of your Microsoft Word. Okay, so here's the other thing is once you have those sources in there, now you got to do your reference list, and you don't have a reference list here. To stay ready to create your reference list, what you need to do is go back into this section here. You want to click what shows reference. The reference list will pop up. Now, do you know that this needs to be all Times New Roman? So you go in and you want to, change your Times New Roman, make it your 12-point font, center it appropriately, and take the coloring off of that. The rest of this text is also in Calibri, so you want to highlight the rest of the text so that it can all be Times New Roman. So that's basically the formatting that you would have to do. But if you notice, all of that information is in here, including the latest citation that I just added to the document. And so it will remain here. So this is kind of a hyperlink, and so every time you add a new reference into the body of this work here, for instance, I want to add here. I want to go into reference, insert citation. I'm going to manage sources first. I want to go into this particular section. I want to pull agriculture colleges and schools into here. I want to put it in here. Then I'm going to hit OK. Now I want to indexation here. So colleges and schools. We all know that this needs to be alphabetical order, but I just want to kind of show you what happens. You notice that that is not in the reference. When I go in here and I click Update, it will add it. The kind of magic that you can do to ensure references in Microsoft Word. All right? So we spent a minute on that. So let me go back up and make sure that you understand how this works. You want to go into references in your ribbon. You want to manage sources to add new references. If you need to edit or delete, you can do the same thing. Whatever's currently formatted in the paper, the current document, it will show here. And here will show you your master list. If you make sure that certain references were, because you know in your reference list, if it's not cited in the paper, it shouldn't be on your reference list. And if it's in your reference list, it should be in your citation. So say you just want to know, hey, I knew that I used citation with the Academies, right? I just want to know how many times I referenced the National Academies in here. If you click Find, National Academy. Oops. Sorry. I spelled that right. So academies will show here. It is show here. And those are the only two places. Okay. Those are the two places that it looks like it shows up the national. Oh no, 4. So five places it'll show up here. So then an idea. Now, mind you, 3 of those locations was literally in the reference list, and you can kind of tell which one was actually in the reference list and which one was in the in-text citation. If you want to go to exactly where it is, you just click on the box, and it'll take you to that section in the paper. Just make sure that you actually cite it properly. So this is another way to make sure that everything that's in your references is in your in-text citation, especially if you didn't use the managed sources. So that's about 15, 16 minutes of showing you how to do it in the Microsoft Word. Let's go to here, and let's how to manage your references using RefWorks. The first video, it kind of showed you how to get into these journal articles and how to go into Prairie View's library. So you have those instructions. Again, as I mentioned earlier on, if you have not gone through that video, please do so that you can get a good idea how to get to this page. So for the sake of time, we're not going to go all the way back to the beginning. We're already here, but I want to show you how you can manage your references using RefWorks. For instance, if we have a student who's looking at postpartum depression and men, we will type that in here. You will click search. Results, and according to here, we have 2,110 results. I only want to look at the results from 2012 on. So we're just clicking on these boxes. It narrows the search down to 562. We also want to make sure that the articles that we look at are research articles, and that narrows down to 201. So now you see all of these wonderful articles. Resources with downloaded PDFs, have information about the abstract if you just want to look at the abstract real quick, or if you actually want to export the citation. So say we want to export the citation. We click the citation. It has options here where you want to want to say RefWorks. Since I'm already logged into my RefWorks, the only thing that I need to do is click on RefWorks. And RefWorks is going to bring me here. It says that it's already imported one of the references, which is the one that I just clicked. Reference number 72. Reference in this folder. So how to stick it into the research problems folder. So I'm going to choose one list because this is everything in my list. And I go here and I'm going to click research problems. Does that work? Okay. All right. Thought there was something going on here. Okay. So when I go into the folder, you'll see an article in here. So the way that you can manage your references. If you have your references in there and you want to create a bibliography, and this is great to have because you can manage and create folders and put your items in the correct folder. If you want to create a bibliography or a reference list, you can choose that you want all of them in your list, that it should be APA format. You can do one for Word for Windows. You can create your bibliography. And now the document has been created. You just want to open up your document, and you'll see your reference. You only had one. You must have just clicked the box. So, and it had one box clicked. So this is the reference list. But this is basically how it would look. And because it's in Verdana, you want to take it out of Verdana and put it in Times New Roman and 12 and format. Another quick, 6, 7 showing you how to use RefWorks. Get this out and go back into RefWorks. Options here that you can import and export. You can actually import your RefWorks into a actual document. You add new references. So even if you did click it within the library page, just like we did in Manage Resources in your Microsoft Word, you can do the same thing here. All of the fields that you need so that you can manage your resources. And then take duplicates out. So if you find some that have duplicates, you can take them out. You delete references. You can actually search the references by particular authors. And here you can do a write in cites. So that a document to open up and you can write in cites, similar to we did with Microsoft Word. So that's just a quick tutorial, about 24 minutes of showing you how to manage your references. I will be frequently uploading tools to kind of help you find the best journal articles. If you are doing postpartum depression, I just kind of solved that problem for you right here. We notice there's 201 results from 2012 to 2018, specifically in Science Direct. So there are other articles and other electronic portals, but for this one, research articles, there are 201 in Science Direct. So this tutorial has helped you out a little bit. If you should have any questions or concerns about what covered today If it was useful, please share it with someone. If it wasn't useful, please let me know, and I'll try to find a better way of explaining how to manage your references. If you have any questions or concerns, once again, reach out to your team members, send me an email, send me a text message. We want you to be successful, and hopefully you can now kickstart with finding the best journal articles and managing your journal articles properly. Well, good evening, and talk to you soon.